Now hold on. As gamers and critics, we have an integrity to uphold. She can't be showing too much ass. See, that's where you're wrong. Because it's not too much. In fact, if they cover up even an inch more of titty than I was promised, there will be repercussions. See, all of social media will hear my cries. Mighty Keith, you have made quite an enemy out of us. Me and the rest of the anime profile pictures are quite upset. It's not about not having the titties. It's about sending a message. Yeah, okay, well, oh God, I tripped. Oh, whoops. Nani? What do you expect me to do with this?
Stanky ass nigga, take a bath, homie.
I swear, this Stellar Blade censorship controversy has been one of the more embarrassing things I think I've seen the male populace participate in, let alone sign, let alone give the light of day, because I'm talking basement dwelling, cum guzzling, idiotic nature that just cannot be described in words. What am I talking about in particular? Well, you guys already know how I feel about the game after my hour-long assessment of that and the community, and I wasn't really too pleased by what I played. I thought it was mediocre and I passed it off. But as we continue to go into post-launch, there was this petition that was put out for Stellar Blade saying hashtag Free Stellar Blade by Grums, and basically he had a problem with the beta outfits that were in the game not being presented, saying that there was some misleading content by these outfits being censored by Shift Up, which are the developers. And all of a sudden, there was this chaos and ire that got fully overshadowed by Helldivers 2 and the PSN fiasco. Talk about dying really quickly in terms of Stellar Blade news, talk, and controversy. So, before all this happened, the developers went on air and they talked about the beta outfits and their vision and whatnot, because there were more people, often than not, saying that Sony is the ones that censored outfits. Now, Sony has a history of censoring things on the PlayStation. I'm not going to act oblivious to it whatsoever, and I'm not going to lie about it. It does exist, but I also believe that 100% there are those moments where people go so gung-ho over censorship and they don't keep the same energy, namely, case in point, when other, like, regions or whatever, they have censorship or whatever, people don't talk about them, like censorship in the East, and how gore is, like, acceptable, but they say, oh, gore and sex is fine over here, but we're trying to squash out issues in America, and it's like, you don't really care about all the other people that go through it anyway, but I digress. I feel like you either go all the way or you're just doing a half measure. And in this situation, I feel like the censoring is so minuscule. We're talking about just some small lace on an outfit, and folks saying that, oh, we're against that. We don't like that the heads at Sony did that. When I don't think the Sony censored this game whatsoever. You have the developer here talking, and this guy says, now we have direct confirmation that it was a redesign. Watch the narrative shift to Sony forced him to say or do that. People love to shout, respect the developer's vision until that vision isn't something they personally agree with. Stifling creativity. 101. If these beta outfits were not the final designs, and they were touched upon to the developer's vision, then why are you stifling their creativity by saying these outfits should be back? Of course, you can prefer the beta outfits. That's fine, but if it is final, if they touched up on final, if everything that was given to you is the final game, why do you want to revert back to what is the unfinished version? Which I heard it's a soul for a soul, right? They said the dodging is, once again, just like it was in the beta, therefore it's worse. You're going back to the worst version of the game with the worst version of the combat just to see some fucking skin. That's wild to me. I can never say that there's a costume that I really enjoy. I'm gonna roll back my game and play the inferior version of Stellar Blade with no new game plus, none of that, no bells and whistles whatsoever. It shows to me that you don't really care about the core gameplay design if these costumes are way more important to you. You don't care about that. Otherwise, you're going to be playing with a shitty inferior dodge, and you're going to be just sitting there trying to eat gruel and enjoy it. When you know really deep down your soul is screaming, man, this shit is fucking shit is trash, but I got this bunny outfit that covers like 2% of her ass, so I'm kind of excited about that, but not really. This gameplay is cheeks. This dodge is cheeks. But they should have fixed it, but they did fix it. But I want to go back to what was previously established, which was not that great. I don't get people. I don't get it. Why do you want this? And the guy goes on to say this. This is the developer saying this. Are you thinking of rolling back the censorship? I don't know what happened to sound. There we go. Wanted to ask him this question. And he said, we understand this about the issue. However, the final costume that we wanted to show you is indeed the costume in version 1002. We want to clarify that is our final product. However, I know this answer is not enough to convince our user. Which I guess he means he knew that people were going to complain about it one way or the other. Is not enough to convince them otherwise. Hence this crusade. And honestly, look, I find this part hilarious, right? Because this is a female saying this. This is a female speaking her mind. And she said, I can't believe the anti-woke crowd who was hailing Stellar Blade as the golden Trojan horse, the next coming of Christ, the greatest game of all time for its sex appeal, turned on it so quickly because of something that Shift Up did themselves, which is put out final outfits with more clothing. And she's saying it feels like it's either all or nothing with you people. There's zero room for nuance, and you just look like losers who follow trends. It's why people don't bother trying to hear your perspective, because you all get unreasonably triggered over dumb shit. It's embarrassing, man. And I have to get to the petition itself, where people decided to put their whole chest out there on Jump Street and signify the support of Free Stellar Blade by Grums. And honestly, let's take a listen ourselves. Let's see. I will turn up my volume for this. Let's just listen ourselves.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey, and I think this petition needs to come through to have all of the creators who
I can't really even fathom what he's saying near the end at all.
all of the creators who
Maybe he's just eating gummy worms. I don't know, but still. Maybe he's just spending his time trying to be Discount Blade. I have no idea, but why would you make these videos and do this and put yourself on Front Street? It's just gonna, like, I put it like this. It reminds me of when people were making fun of nerd stereotypes all the way back in the past, saying, oh, you're a loser, you're not going to amount to anything, all the way back then if you were even remotely close to being signified as a gamer. This is people embodying that stereotype and doing it in 4K for something as trivial as Eve wearing a top, and that's it. Like, this is pathetic. It's just funny. It's just... And all of these people are, like, halfway bald, which is also not helping. God, the Rogaine is needed right there, but... God bless him, he's trying, but... God bless him, man.
Please uncensor Stellar Blade. Games would be fun that way. Oh boy.
Oh, you hear that? Oh boy, at the end. Oh boy, I'm gonna go and uncensor my game, even though it was not intended to be that way. So I'm gonna play a worse version of a piece of shit. I'm gonna totally do that, just because I need to see less clothing in this regard. I'm sorry about that. Not more, less, because you're seeing more in the final version.
Because it doesn't appeal, because it appeals to the male gaze. They really need to stop using that. Sony, you need to make Shift Up cook.
Okay, so he has a problem with the male gaze comment, but I mean, let's be personally honest, you're signing a petition to see a digital fictional woman in less clothes. Therefore, what is your perspective there? You want to see less of it, right? So it's got to conform and appeal to you in some fashion if you want to see it. I mean, it's not rocket science. You're not playing chess, you're playing checkers. It's clear you know what you want, which is why you signed this in the first place. That's some funny shit. This is some funny, like, this is also funny, like, it is, this guy just looks like he fucking came live in 4K.
I fell off.
Oh. Like, Jesus. Dude, you can't make this shit up. It's so bad. He's busting a nut. I knew making this video that the video section where I would see people react would be the most hilarious shit ever. Like, this is like going to Pornhub, Orange YouTube, and busting it live, like, for real. Just in video game form. He won't get off this rope. He won't get off the rope. He just busted a nut on Twitch. So like, what is he doing? Alright, this one's more funny than pathetic, but still, like, I've never seen a video game model move like this before. 3 hours of this shit? I hope that's just part of the edit. Cause ain't no way, fam. He's still there. Oh, speaking of, like, Pornhub, I just noticed he has an orange YouTube shirt. It's like, it literally is the Pornhub logo. It all comes together. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to ask you for the actual gameplay right there, Chief. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to ask you to have some swordplay. Oh my god, what is this?
Hey, my name is Elliot Gomez, and I'm here recording this video, letting you know to free Stellar Blade from censorship. This has gone too far, Sony. Why would you do this? You're a hypocrite for doing this. Please free Stellar Blade from censorship so we can get the original version I was intended to be. Thank you.
This man is bacon. He is bacon in the motherfucking sun like a fried French egg. And a tank top wife beater. Unshaved. Got his hair out like Jack Black and fucking I Know What You Did Last Summer Part 2. Like he was smoking some kush and just let it all grow out like a tree or something, right? And he is ranting about free Stellar Blade in the hot ass baking sun. Like, why don't you go outside and enjoy the sun rays instead of enjoying them on your couch with Cheetos and Doritos as your darling bride to be?
This has gone too far, Sony.
This is going too far. Why do they act like, I don't know, it's some sort of war or a battalion because a developer decided to do something and the publisher, as far as we know, had no hands in it whatsoever. Previous titles in the past, maybe you can make an argument for that. But for this, I mean, the guy straight up told you you're not playing the final version. So I don't get why people don't believe this. I guess it's easy to blame Sony in this regard, right? Because of the past. So maybe it's like ill intent, pent up aggression. I don't know. It could be like one or the other. Probably both. But I just find these videos funny. It's like, Jesus, dog, like shave or something. Like, come on, man. You look like you were in the hot ass sun melting. Like you're trying to get this out edgewise, but you know it's like 100 degrees and your ass is dying. That's how it looks to me. It's hot as it's hot as shit. Oh, I need some AC right now. I need some water right now. I just don't know how people get on camera so unkempt like this and do it full chest. What the fuck? Why is this dude doing this? Why is he being like tsundere for the camera? I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why does he have like a giant 5 head? He's like, yes sir, you better hide, blum 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 blum, a 5 head like mine. Come on, man.
Does this look like the body of an incel? Does this look like the home gym of an incel? Does this look like the wife of an incel? I've been a Hyung Tae Kim fan for 20 years. This is my deluxe Magna Carta. Stop the censorship. We're tired.
Why do you think personally that someone gives a fuck that you have all of this to prove online for a fictional character? A fictional person, a person that's not even real. And he's gonna do a tour of his gym. This doesn't look like an incel. I have my waifu poster in the background with her legs spread eagle. There you go. I like to gym. Totally don't look like it. There's my mail order bride right there. Why would you even post that in 4K, dude? Like, come on, man. Magna Carta. So you just picked up some random game. It's like, here's some example from a game that's like 20 years old. All right. Oh my god. It's like, look, even if you got all that, you got your chick or whatever in your pictures, or you're in there, going hard in the paint like you should, that doesn't stop you from looking and appearing like you are just a loser, addicted to something that's not real. I'm just saying, that's a little reality check, man. And it gets worse. I said, this looks like the Poverty Justice League. The Poverty Justice League assembled out of the basement. The Avengers assemble. Okay, so even girls are saying, what the hell? I have a mutual, that's Jade. She's saying, what the hell is this? Another mutual saying, dude. Even chicks are laughing at you guys. I don't know what to tell you. That's kind of embarrassing. Like, we're trying to appeal and conform and make ourselves look like strong men in front of the opposite sex, but you're doing the opposite in the process.
This petition is not only to free Stellar Blade, but to send a clear message to Sony, Nintendo, and the rest of the publishers in the gaming industry that we players will not tolerate any form of censorship moving forward. Thank you.
I don't know why this guy looks like fucking... He looks like fucking DSP, and He looks like fucking Mudahar mixed together, like they had some sort of conglomerate baby, and that just sort of came out. So it was kind of difficult for him to get that out. Let's continue though. What the fuck is this? Who is this? Who is this nigga? He just comes fucking out with like, I don't know, I didn't have my ski mask today, so I'm just gonna have my like little COVID mask to protect my face so I don't get seen. There we go. I put that all right quick. So people just automatically don't see. I see the top half of my face is appealing to loserdom, but can't see the bottom half. That's the most important.
I'm really disappointed because as a grown man, I really expected to have at least some type of responsibility to look after myself and do what I want in the comforts of my own home. Yeah, that's it. This is bullshit.
What are you talking about? You're doing what you want in the comfort of your own home while making this video. Who's stopping you? Who's stopping this nigga? Nobody. No fucking body. Right? What responsibility are you talking about? Look, you got your own place, I assume. You're making this video. You got all the responsibility in the world. But you're equating that responsibility to something else that someone else owns rights and artistic integrity to. Not you. You just simply bought the game and supported it. That's it. That's all you did. Like your personal responsibility, nobody ain't taking that away. So I don't know why the fuck you put that into the equation to begin with. Let's continue.
Hey Sony, I want you to take off the censor off the games Stellar Blade, because I'm looking forward to play this game as well. Because my game won't be here until Wednesday from the mail, and I want things to change and what's going on around the world
What's going on around the world? Oh my god, this has turned into like first world problems, okay?
and stuff. And sign a petition, all right, and stuff. All right, bye.
That was the most vapid response I think I've seen yet. Just no filler, nothing. Just a completely boring response trying to equate the world into it when it's like, dude, what are you talking about? What is blood babbling about? You talk about, Sony this, Sony that. You bought the game anyway, so it doesn't even matter. They got your money, you supported them. Let's continue. Oh my god. We got the human thumb right here. The chocolate version too. Just people be like in the hot ass sun making these videos. Oh my god, this is funny.
Hello, my name is Jeremy, and I am signing the Stellar Blade petition
Hello, my name is Jeremy. I sound like an automated doorbell. My name is Jeremy. Alright.
because I too am tired of how Sony is constantly censoring games left and right, back and forth, for absolutely no reason whatsoever to fit some stupid, worthless, pointless agenda. Stellar Blade is definitely a breath of fresh air, and it needs to stay that way. Thank you.
I wrote this completely on my teleprompter just because, motherfucker, like oh man, that sounded like a stage play for real. What is this bullshit? Oh my god, man, these people are just so fucking idiotic. I just can't. It's just too funny. I can't. You're just making yourself look like an embarrassment. Okay, so number one, again, maybe you could make a case and talk about the idea of PlayStation censoring previous games like DMC5, all that other stuff. Fine, fair enough, whatever, right? Personally speaking, I think that once again, if the developers have told you themselves that they took it upon themselves to do said thing with the changes, then again, you're not respecting their vision if this is their idea in the first place. See, they don't want people going back and rolling back the game. All right. The finished version of the game is 1002, and that's final. That's it. That's the gold master of Stellar Blade. All right. You tinkering and doing any other shit, like, if you want to play a worse version, that's on you. All right. Let me find some other stuff, because I know there has to be some other stuff that exists. And even more points were made about this. You know, the point I made earlier about it being the worst version. Oh, the censorship is out of control. I want a refund. And the game still shows all of this in cutscene. You see, you're talking about censorship, the removal of said thing, but you're still getting a lot of skin with the bunny outfit and the costumes and the camera angles. So when you scream censorship, what are you talking about? This looks like a train sequence ripped from Uncharted 2, by the way. Just pointing that out. Censorship. You know, maybe I'm thinking to myself, censorship would be either the removal of costumes still like this, or maybe covering it up even more. I would say to about 75%. Maybe put some leggings or some pants on that character. Not all this, where she's still on a rope and still almost half-ass, sweet-ass butt naked. Censorship? What? You ain't censoring that ass? You can still see it. The fuck are you talking about? Oh, we got more. Hold on. Oh shit, I lost it. I lost it. I was doing the little Keith thing and I lost it. Oh, I don't like this new layout thing where there's like 2 tweets on the side. That's a bunch of horse shit right there. All right, here we go. More censorship, right? Upskirt. Upskirt. Upskirt again. Upskirt again. Upskirt again. Lingering camera shot upskirt. Upskirt again. Now this does like absolutely zero for me. Like, cause it's not a real character. I'd rather see a fucking real chick with her ass spread the fuck out than fight for this over video game where you can't touch it. And like I said, sex appeal games have always been around. Like, there's always gonna be waifus and all that other shit that people clamor over around the block, like, non-stop. There's no abundance in like a decade of seeing these developers make these games. Like, they know what their market is. At the same time, it's like, why are people going so hard to bat over something they can't touch? That's what I don't understand. All right, like, damn, you need to fight for like your wives more. I look at like a middle-aged drunk person over Eve. Oh, we got more of these fucking videos, bro. Oh, this guy's wearing a do-rag. Oh, and that other guy, he looks like Discount Ermac from Mortal Kombat. What the fuck is going on? Oh my god. Oh, I can't stop laughing, man. This is too funny.
I signed this petition because I believe Stellar Blade should not be censored. One of my favorite games of all time is Nier Automata by Yoko Taro. This game is not censored, and I can look up the skirt of 2B.
You could do the same with fucking Eve. I just showed you a clip. What are you talking about? Why would you make these bad faith comparisons and arguments? You could do the same. There was like 6 upskirts, and that was the game in the final version. Not pre-patched. Final. Pick a costume, roll in that lane, and go jack off, man. It ain't that hard.
Please support this petition. Please support. Please support.
He gotta be a troll. He's kissing his poster. What the fuck? Okay, that's got to be satire. It ain't no way, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with these dudes. This is I can't. This is all over just costumes. People were refunding the game because it was not promoted as advertised. You see all that? Yeah, not promoted as advertised. Yeah, ain't that right? Right. Again, this is your Trojan horse. This is your great big moment within gaming to prove Sony wrong with sexualized characters. So, why the fuck are you refunding the game? Doesn't that negate the purpose of what you're trying to do? And then there are people saying, oh, well, these grifters, they go so gung-ho over censorship, but they will completely say, hey, if they remove, like, anything LGBT related in another country, they will support that all the way, saying, that's the greatest thing that happened to my life. Because, I mean, most of these people that say stuff like this or do stuff like this, they are definitely not homophobic. They are definitely not that whatsoever. They definitely will not have these reactions because, hey, the rules fit for me, but if they fit anywhere else in terms of censorship and it conforms to what I think they should remove out of a game, then everything's totally fine. Again, if you're all anti-censorship, this stuff should bother you no matter where it is, but hey, this is what homophobic people do, so this is why they are supporting the Saudi Arabia references, moving the flags, as opposed to, not going all gung-ho against that. But for Stellar Blade, they will totally, like, jump on a grenade for that, no problem with censorship. This is why it's all hypocritical and wishy-washy in the first place. And you see what Grums is doing, where he's like, this is fine. For Spider-Man 2, they could take that out of Saudi. Like, they could take that out in Saudi, that's fine. But Stellar Blade, no, you can't. You can't do that. You can't do that to my waifu, even though she's still mostly naked and half naked. I don't get it and I don't understand, but here we have satire from Mike Bison. Let's see what he has to say.
So, how you doing? My name is Mike. I'm a 55-year-old virgin, never touched a girl in my life. I jack off to anime girls 4 times a day, and I am appalled by the censorship of Stellar Blade because Eve is just not revealing enough. It just needs to be a little bit more revealing. So, when I'm playing with her and when I'm jacking off and watching her coming down the elevator, I got to see every little bit. I don't like the lace bra, even though it looks nice. It just needs to be a little more sexier for me because I need that in my life. I don't have anything else. So free Stellar Blade and Sony I'm so tired of Sony and all their censorship of games. I can't enjoy it because of the censorship, because that's what I'm told. It's so censored. And so free my nuts. Free my nuts so I can jack off and get my nut off the way I want to. And free Stellar Blade.
Free my nuts. All right, Mike, man. You're wildin', man. Go on. Free my nuts. Oh man, and the terrible part with all this satire is they actually do sound like that, like dead ass for real. It's that bad. Like, we're not even on your side anymore. Like, we're not fucking laughing with you. We're laughing at you. I think Keith made a good skit on this too. Hold on, let me see. Where is that at? It's the nerd. It's him right there. Let me see if I can pinpoint it. Damn, we stuck in this binding loop. Fuck buffering. Buffering could suck my dick. Alright? I know that's random, but it really can. It could suck the head of my cock. Oh, man, okay. where were we? Again, same old, same old. I think I mostly proved my point. I'm just going back through. Some folks were saying, oh, the gore and the blood was censored, but this guy is trying to exclaim that it was a demo exclusive thing in certain segments. So I'm gonna let you take a good look at that, and then I guess you can comment if you want to him on Twitter. But yeah, if there is some sort of shenanigans that didn't carry over from the demo into the final game, I wouldn't be surprised because it does happen. It does happen sometimes. Let's go down the list. Anything else? Oh, I like this. It's ironic when the Stellar Blade fans say there's more to the game than sexualization, but they want to hold a dark cloud above Baldur's Gate 3 when it's optional sex scenes, when that wasn't the reason why people played it, nor was it the reason why it didn't just win Game of the Year like it did. If you want to make a point, be fair about it. And I do believe people did like Baldur's Gate 3 for the plot and everything and what it offered as an RPG. You know, I do think it was dumb when people were comparing it to Spider-Man and saying Spider-Man had no gameplay, and then when you put gameplay side by side to Spider-Man 2 and Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man 2 looked like the more energetic, fun experience, and people were trying to downplay that. But still, while I didn't agree with that, I do think there was a reason why it won over so many people for a long period of time, and it wasn't just fucking the bear, as they always say. They always bring up that scene, oh, you can fuck a bear, and people were going crazy over that. But again, if they were all optional sex scenes, you don't have to do them. Whereas with Eve, it's like, these costumes are pretty risque, guys. Come on. And it's just a part of the experience at this rate. Like, you don't have to do something versus something where it's like, you're talking about censorship and this not existing within, and you see stuff like this. Clearly, the game was meant to be sexualized. It's like, come the fuck on. I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. I see what is in front of me, and I call it for what it is. It is what it is. That is what they appealed to and marketed the game for. And the last point I'm gonna try to end off on is just, again, if you're gonna say, oh, well, they need to censor one thing, but I don't really care to talk about the other, or hey, I condone censorship when it fits my agenda, then, I mean, there's plenty of games that had blood removed, sexual themes removed, like San Andreas. I don't know if people fought for that. You know, hot coffee mod, all that shit. Last of Us had dismemberment removed in Japan, I believe. Witcher 3 and Mafia had its nudity removed, and Mortal Kombat isn't even allowed in Japan. So what a lot of people like to do is they will try to say one thing is bad and not signify the other as an anti-censorship person. And I don't get that or understand, or if it's not in the topical conversation when called out. But if you're gonna go all the way, like I said earlier, you gotta go whole hog or not at all. Because if you go half measures, I'm not gonna believe you. 5% less booba on a costume. But I think that's it. Oh, the vagina bones thing was pretty funny. They removed their vaginal bones. It was another controversy like that, and that term was, this is just straight up embarrassing. Like, people are infighting over this game now because of this. The game's unplayable, refunds, all that. This is fucking ridiculous at this point. And this is why you people need to be made fun of. I'm sorry, you know. Operation Free Some Nuts, or get your nuts from under the ground and put it into a woman or a man if you feel that way. You know, that's your thing. Nothing wrong with that. Just go do something, because I don't think it's healthy to be fighting over this game to this magnitude, to be putting your 5-head, 6-head, 7-head mug on the internet, because you're gonna get clowned either way. Like, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get clowned for behavior like this anyway. I'm signing out. This is Renegade Operative. This is probably one of the more pathetic censorship attempts at fighting I've seen in a long time. All right. And I'm not even a fan of this game whatsoever. Like I said, I just think that it was run of the mill, seen it all before, did it all before, a non-interesting open world, and even then it's just like you went from just simply pathetic to pathetic and beyond, to the point where your cause got contradicted, to the point where it made no sense. You wanted this to be successful, you wanted this and that, and you're refunding the game. You're like, oh, free Stellar Blade, and then it's like, this costume still is here. Stellar Blade, this costume is still here. You signed a petition for nothing. You Jaffe's just like sitting there. It's like, you signed a petition for literally nothing. That's what you did. That's my perspective. Anyway, I'm signing off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And once again, take care of yourselves. Hopefully you enjoyed the fun as much as I did. Vagina patched. See you later.